I love you, Primo,
Love
too
you too,
much.
bro.
Thank you so much for
love,
coming to Coca Vision. Exclusively on TIDAL. 3-month subscription. Check this thing out. The #1 podcast in America. Coca
It's been a long time. Rockin'.
Well, drug tunnels under the border. Mexican cartels have dug them to funnel their product into our country.
What up, y'all? Welcome to Coca Vision, the only vision that matters, because it's Coca's vision. Exclusively on TIDAL, 3 months free subscription. Today, we have a brother, realistically, brother, bloodline. I knew this man before I even rapped. Definitely top 3 producers of all time. Iconic. He should be in the museum like King Tut when he passes away, drenched in gold. None other than the purest man I know in hip-hop music, the purest DJ Premier of Gangstar.
All right.
Yo, what's up,
Joe?
man?
Always good to see you. You know, it's natural seeing you. Like you said, it's not artists meeting artists. I used to live in the Bronx. You know, when I moved from East New York and Brooklyn, so. First people I met, you know, after Lord Finesse was Diamond, you, Show, who else? AG, and Mike Smooth, DJ Mike Smooth, and Panchy, shout out to 183rd. And,
You met Panchy since back in them days.
Yeah, that's how we met, because when I moved to the Bronx, Guru was dating this Puerto Rican girl that, of course, Puerto Rican. You know and she was moving to LA for a year, and she said, if y'all want to sublease my apartment, y'all could come stay there and just pay the rent. And that way, I was staying with, remember Gordon? I was staying with his family, so lived with his parents and all that in the basement, and the way we were running around getting in trouble.
Permission to
Yeah, his father would wait for us to come in the middle of the night doing the wrong thing, so it was like, I got to get out of here, and so that's how we ended up in the Bronx.
I'm a backtrack even before I met you, right? Years later, I always thought you were born and raised in Brooklyn, but years later, I learned you grew up in Texas.
Yep.
To me, you are the New York sound.
Right.
You're the New York sound. You are the definition of New York sound.
Right.
Coming from Texas, how do you? Well, you basically created that sound, but how do you have that hard New York sound growing up in Texas? And how old was you in Texas before you came here?
When I came to New York, I was 19. So, you know, being a 19-year-old at that time, we really only had New York as a guide, you know, to teach us how to do it. You know, I mean, the West Coast was kind of coming in, but not to the level of, you know, I got to catch 86, I got to catch 87 and be here, even just visiting my grandfather who lived in Brooklyn. That's how it all originated, from the New York connection, even before Gordon and that chamber. My grandfather lived in Brooklyn, and my mom's from Baltimore, so every summer we would go to Brooklyn to stay for the summer, so I was really fascinated by New York as a kid. So,
you know, it was weird to me because, you know, when I moved to Miami, people would ask me all the time, and shout out to Elliot Wilson, because he used to ask me this. He'd be like, how you move to Miami, aren't you afraid you're gonna lose the New York sound?
Right.
But you know, Cool and Dre, you know, they had that New York influence, and of course, Joe Crack, you can't take that out of me.
Never.
But so you guys, to me, you created the New York sound. To me, that's when I hear Primo beat, whether it's 2018 or 1992, it sounds like New York City, grimy. Yeah. It is what it is, right? So you started out in Wild Pitch, because I'm trying to just paint this whole picture for these people.
Yeah.
Because I want to know. These are questions I want to know. Like, so when you was growing up, who was your influences in hip hop?
In the early '80s, definitely, the Cold Crush Brothers, the Fantastic Five MCs, Melly Mel.
So you was getting that in Texas?
Oh yeah, we were getting all that stuff, and then shout to R.P. Cola. That's the DJ that taught me how to scratch. He used to have every record on vinyl because records was moving to Texas. I used to work at a record store that's the most hood record store in Houston. Like if you hood, you gotta come to this store called Soundwaves. Nobody else has what Soundwaves.
See, it's crazy to me because I always thought Fantastic Romantic, and shout out to Ruby D, first Latino MC. That's my hood. That's where I grew up. So I grew up watching Ruby D. I grew up watching Coca. But I always thought they were only at the tape level, and then Sugar Hill and Grandmaster Flash
took it to the record
was
level,
on the record level.
79.
Yeah. And so you had all those influences growing up. So now, who taught you how to produce, or did you produce yourself?
I learned how to really produce. I got to give a lot of credit. I wanted to be like Marley Marl. That was it. I just wanted to be like Marley Marl. But
I don't want to cut you off. They say I talk too much. I watched the Roxanne movie,
right?
And I was a little disappointed that they didn't show more about
Marley, right?
And Shan and Biz. Maybe they're doing a part 2.
Yeah, I haven't seen, I was gonna catch it actually.
No, it's really dope.
Yeah, shout out to Shantae. Yeah, I mean even just her story alone. But yeah, I was gonna watch it this weekend because I've gotten different feedback. The feedback I've gotten so far is it didn't cover enough from her to be from such an iconic place like
the crew. So, to me that was the first mega crew. You know what I mean? Like, of course, Run DMC, we could bring that down the line, but I'm just talking about mega crew. I remember being a young kid in the streets, and I seen them pull up one night, and it was MC Shan in the truck, Shantae in the Benz, Big Daddy Kane in the Benz, Bismarck in the truck, and they was out there.
Yeah.
So they looked like them niggas standing outside they shit on 125th in front of the Apollo, and I was like, oh, shit, it was the whole crew.
Yeah.
It was the Juice crew. Then they had the Monopoly, so they had Marley on radio and Mr. Magic.
Yeah.
So you was getting those.
I was getting those
the
tapes.
Awesome 2.
Yeah, I was getting all those tapes and bringing them back to New York. Every time I'd come over the summer, I'd bring those tapes back. Like, yo, because at that time, rap was like a run and tell the world what's going on. Like, yo, man, in New York, they got this thing where they taking the 2 records that we like, the favorite part, and making it longer. Like we didn't understand this cutting and everything.
It's the birth.
I'm going back and telling people, you got to see what I saw.
What these people don't understand, and the youth, what I try to do on the podcast is try to educate y'all and just drop jewels. But what you don't understand is, how you got Spotify, TIDAL, iTunes,
Music,
every radio station, nigga, we only had hip hop 1 to 2 hours a week on one station and one station. So you had to wait till Friday night to tape the shit. And then that's all you heard for the whole week because you kept playing the tape.
And
playing the tape.
The illest killers and drug dealers and hustlers were even taping it and coming outside with the big radio and being on the block.
No, it was fly.
And
it was fly to walk around with Radio Raheem and I got Spike coming later, right? So Radio Raheem and that was real life.
That was real life, yeah.
That was real life. And it started there.
And I got to credit King of Chill, who produced Paper Thin for MC Light, Cha Cha Cha, Stop Look Listen. He was part of the First Priority family with Audio 2 and Positive K, and he was in a group called The Alliance. I used to go to his mother's house, and he used to show me how to work the sampler. So he's the first one that taught me how to make it work. Like I knew if I could learn how to work.
What's his name again?
King of Chill, legendary producer.
King of Chill, yeah. I know King of Chill. I seen Milk D perform at Pat Pooh's birthday last
party,
week.
Yeah.
I lost my mind. I was groupied out, my nigga. I never seen Milk D perform before.
Yeah, that record will forever be a robbery song.
Nah, it's incredible. I get money. Money I got. Stunts called me honey because I get real. So now, you a young boy and you coming up. right around or right up under
King of
Run
Chill
DMC
and Run
being
it. Oh, yeah, no
being
doubt.
the OGs. You know, we the OGs now. So
I'm 52, man.
yo, you
so-
coming? Hey, yo, listen, yo, you coming under all that shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The gods to me, your era. Well, our era is what people call the best era.
Right.
But I think the era before us was the best era.
Yeah.
LL Cool J, Heavy D, Salt
Yeah.
Pepper, Big Daddy Kane,
Cool G Rap.
Cool G Rap.
Yeah.
Like, I call that Latifah, we gone forever.
Yeah.
I call that the best era.
Oh, of course.
To me, personally,
Yeah, I
in
agree.
hip hop music.
I
Slick
agree.
Rick, Doug, those was like, we can't touch them.
Houdini. Ooh.
Who did? Yo, we can't touch
Man,
these
yeah,
people,
yeah,
right?
nah.
But there's some people who argue and say
Our era's
our era is the best one.
Yeah.
Because you come with Gangstar. You on Nas's Illmatic. All right, who contacted you? Let's get to it. I try to give them let's stop playing with these niggas, man. Let's stop playing with them, Primo. Who contacted?
You can do comedy if you
No.
If you weren't what
Hey.
you are, you could go on stage and
and crack joke and have
I've been
everybody-
trying to be nice about this. Who contacted you to do Illmatic?
Large Professor. I always say Large Professor is the DJ premier of Nas. Like the way I am to Guru, I feel like he is Nas's sound, shape, and everything. Because whatever
Came out of there, live at
everything
the
he was
barbecue.
doing, yeah, the halftime, Ain't Hard to Tell, One Time for Your Mind, and I watched him make a lot of those records.
When you went there, would you already up on Nas completely?
Yeah,
Where you was
yeah.
like, he's gonna be one of the greatest of all
Yeah,
time?
Large told me
or you
before.
just thought he was nice because the
Nah.
freestyle on the barbecue?
barbecue was only it did it for me just for that one record.
That's it. When I
Yeah.
was 12, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus.
Because Large already told me before. He goes, yo, Preem, like, yo, I got this dude, the rapper Nas. He called him the rapper Nas. You know, a lot of Queens guys would call, rapper Noid. They put rapper at the front of their name instead of MC. And he was like, yo, the rapper Nas. Yo, he's nice. Him and Akinelli, you got to check them out. And I used to, Large used to come up to 183rd to the 3rd on our block and play stuff. I'd play him stuff, and then I'd go to his house and listen to stuff. So I was there for the Cool G Raps, one of their live recordings. I witnessed a
You know,
lot.
I'm gonna just tell you, one thing I could never do in my life is DJ. Shout out to my brother DJ Serge. He locked up. I used to go to Serge's house and let him teach me.
Right.
And the one record I used to try to mix all the time, and scratch was I'm looking at the front door.
Oh,
I'm looking at I could never DJ, bro. Yo, I tried, Primo. I go to Serge's house for hours.
And
I am the
get it-
wackest DJ
match it together.
in America.
Anytime you need a lesson, come through.
Nah,
I got
stop. Yo, Primo, I probably could get it now.
I
I don't know.
I got you.
Yo, I used to be there for hours sweating bullets. I couldn't do it.
Nah, you
but
good. You good.
So
As long as you got rhythm, you good.
Large Professor is the one who put you on to Nas and put you on to
Yeah,
Illmatic.
before I even heard the record. Yeah.
Did you know? Because I'm gonna give you my aspect of it. But did you know? And it's crazy. Showbiz. I called Show. He ain't pick up because I wanted him to be here. But Showbiz played me. He called me up. It's when he lived in Parkchester, and he said, "You gotta hear this." And I came over there and I sat in this car. I think he had a Beamer or something.
He's always got something
And
fly.
he played me Illmatic.
Wow.
And I was just shocked. I couldn't believe it. And we heard that together. He was like, yo, you gotta hear this shit. It's crazy, this, that. When you was doing the project, did you feel like, oh shit, this is legendary. It's going down?
Yeah, because everybody was banking on him to be the next thing in the next younger generation to still hold the flag high for New York, sound-wise, lyric-wise, skill-wise, just everything. So,
I think it's the greatest album of all time,
Yeah.
just my opinion.
and to have all of us,
All the
me,
super
Pete,
producers.
Q-Tip and Large, all of us.
Pete,
Shout
Rock,
out to your LES too, even though you
LES, my brother.
You know, but
I
even
love
though he wasn't
LES.
where we were at that time. I met him when they did Life's a Bitch, but same thing with AZ. But
LES helped shape
no question.
Fat Joe.
Which one?
And then he's on my second album, but he did the Hey Joe. He convinced me that Fat Joe could make bigger music than just underground. So he
Right.
produced the shit, the Marvin Gaye sample, Sexual Healing.
Right.
Hey, Joey, let's get this one. And he believed in me very early. Like, he was
Right.
like, yo, you could be a superstar, my nigga. You could be a superstar. So, Illmatic, right? I'm going to tell you, my, Mass Appeal, right? Mass Appeal came out on a Friday. I was scared to fly. I would drive from New York to Miami. This record played 24 hours.
Wow.
No, New York, Philly,
Wow.
DC,
Delaware.
Virginia.
South.
But yo, that shit was playing. I knew it was a hit in one day.
Yeah.
This is before internet, before anything. I'm driving down there and I'm just in and I'm like, yo, and that's my favorite Gangstar record of all time.
Thank you.
That
Thank you.
I mean,
That's
when
our first radio record too, because the label said, I know y'all don't do radio records. Can you just make one? And I said,
that was your equivalent to a radio record.
And we were making fun of radio because I said, yo, it always sounded like a little elevator music. Ding, ding, ding.
I said, you know, when you get in the elevator and you sit there and
you wait for
You was
the elevator
making
to go.
fun of
Yes,
it.
we were making fun of
Man,
radio
that's the
records.
greatest
And so that's
record.
why I wanted to have the little ding, 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 ding.
you know, sometimes
No
you get in the elevator
fucking way.
and you hear that kind of little sound.
Yeah, like on the elevator.
and
So you was
and
like,
it kinda
all right,
makes
this
you
is
do
your
this
radio.
all off beat and stuff. So
Because you guys were mocking, mocking radio
yeah.
play.
And it
You were
became our
mocking and you had, I don't want to jump the gun, but I want to say, you had every opportunity to sell out. And you always stayed true to the game.
Yeah.
And always stayed underground, always stayed what big, your shit surpassed. Speaking of big.
Yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Guru too, man.
Gangstar for
Oh
life.
my God.
Life,
You know,
life,
me
life.
and me, I'm gonna say one thing about me and Guru. Me and Guru,
Y'all been together a long
we know only before I rapped.
Yeah.
So I think Showbiz threw a party in the community center, Albert Goodman Community Center.
Goodman, yep.
And that's where I met Guru. And that's before I even rap. I was just
Kid
still in
Capri
the
did
streets.
the party for Lord Finesse.
Yo, that's crazy in the
And
hood.
Guru and our dancer, H.O. Rock, were fighting in the front. And Lord Finesse was like, yo, y'all ain't gonna be messing up my party.
How you gonna fuck up the party?
So-
Bad enough the hood is
Yeah.
trying to fuck it up.
Yeah, and then they
You
made
know
it
what I'm
up.
saying?
I was there. I'm sure you've seen that tape
That show guy was
Show don't never show me that tape. Everybody keep
my
telling me he got
God. You
a
walked
tape with
in-
me with an afro and all
you
that.
walked in, you got the leather on, and you still look like Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Kid Capri is on the wheels. Who else? No, this is before. No, this wasn't the birthday party. This is a regular time before I probably even knew y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I met y'all that day.
No weaves, no extensions.
Nah,
This
that's
is
when I
girls
met
had
y'all,
their-
my nigga. I had the big
this
afro
when
and all
girls
that
had
ice grilling.
The girls had the
And,
regular hair back then. No
and
weaves.
me and Guru used to spend hours. Like, he used to be down in Miami a lot. And I used to say, yo, it's gonna sound weird to niggas, but I would spend hours with him in the hotel room talking shit. And we just be talking about this, talking about that. Talking about that. I was scared to fly. He would tell me about Japan, overseas. He would always try to gas me to go overseas.
Nah.
Like, yo, get on the plane, Joe.
Nah.
Oh man.
He's very regular.
You know,
And so talented. I wouldn't even say I would not call him underrated at all. I wouldn't call him
No.
underrated. He was incredible. We know it.
I've never heard a voice like his either.
Nah, right?
Yeah, you know him as soon as you hear his voice. Yeah.
When you talk real music, you know he put it down, and then he even went and did the Jazz Mataz
Yeah.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was ahead of his time with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me and Tupac were together when they did their first show in L.A. at the what was the place called? I think it was called the Palace or something like that. But me and Tupac went together and
To the show.
yeah, to the show because now I'm on hiatus from Gangstar and Guru did Jazz Mataz because he said he wanted to protect Gangstar for being classified as a jazz rap group because they kept putting us in that category and we were like, well, jazz rap means you rap about jazz on every song. We just did a tribute to jazz artists. Spike Lee saw the Manifest video and said, damn, he resembles Malcolm X in the video.
He did.
Bought our album, saw we had a record called Jazz Music, and he was shooting Mo Better Blues at the time. So Spike was like, yo, I could, this is the group I need to do a theme song for Mo Better Blues with Denzel and Wesley Snipes. So he hooked us up with Branford, and I always give Spike love because with him and Branford, that's how we got signed to a major deal. But they were expecting us to do more of those records all the time. We were dropping just to get a rep.
Touch shit.
Yeah, just to get a rep was our first single, and they were like, what the hell is this?
Was J. Rue the Damager, I want to go back to Biggie, but J. Rue the Damager, was he your artist?
Yeah, Guru wanted to sign 6 artists. He said, you sign 3, I'll sign 3. I didn't have anybody at the time to even sign. Guru was like, Big Suge started Gangstar with Guru. So being that they founded it, he said, when Suge comes home, he was locked up at the time. He said, when Suge comes home, I want Suge to be an artist, J. Rue, and then Group Home. They didn't rap, but then all of a sudden we used to freestyle and bug out because
they was rocking.
Yeah, because Branford left a drum set in his old crib in Fort Greene where we used to live when I moved out of the Bronx, and I used to play the drums all the time. Me and Dap taught Dap how to play the drums, and then we would always just do a little drumming, and they would freestyle.
Had a unique voice, man.
And then Dap would start rapping.
We're like, oh shit, Dap's rapping, because he was never rapping. Once he did that, Guru took him to the lab with Malachi, the Nutcracker, who was
from 183rd as well. And that's how I met him. And then boom, next thing you knew, they did the demo. So our manager at the time, who started Payday Records, Patrick Moxie, was like, hey, as long as you produce it, I'll sign all of them. So we were like, cool. And that's how Payday started to elevate.
Man, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Whose idea was shooting the video in the snow?
Diane Martell.
Oh, shout out Diane Martell.
If you look at those,
I'm a big fan of hers.
I'm in a bad mood in those scenes.
It's cold as hell.
It's super cold. We was
that
at
shit
Reese
was
Beach.
freezing.
It was.
Yo, but she was super dope.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Diane. And then not only that, we wanted
that's an iconic New York.
Yeah,
and
we wanted to go back to the projects and shoot it in East New York, and it's wild over there too. All projects are wild.
No.
But and then you want to make sure all the
projects
and you want to make sure all the live dudes that run the projects and got it on lock give us the thumbs up.
Nah, they got love.
They loved us and said, come on and shoot.
The J. Rue the Damager beat, was that water?
Yeah, it was like a water drop. It was called Space. I had to clear the sample because I got sued for it, so I don't mind telling it. Yeah. It was called Space. It was at the very end of the record. I'm talking about a little 1 minute piece. Somebody ratted.
Somebody ratted you out and said that was
went
it.
for the cheese, but hey, we made enough money to pay him off, and we're good.
You good with that?
I remember when I saw you. Remember they used to have a hip hop night at Tavern on the Green.
Yeah.
And you had the MPV, the Burgundy joint.
Yeah.
And you rolled up beside me to park because that was, that's a place where that's so elegant. You wouldn't think hip hop would be in there. It'd be thick in there. And you roll down your window and you go, yo, you want a front what? Jump up and get buck. And I was like, thanks a lot, Joe. And you were like, thank you for what? I thought you were doing it just to be funny. You was like, I said, thank you for what? And no, you said thank you for what? And I go, oh, I thought you were giving me love because I produced that record. You go, you produced that record? I was like, yeah. And you were like, no, I was just singing it because I can't stop playing this shit.
Yo, let me tell you what's
I'll
crazy.
never forget that day.
I'll never forget that night because that night is the first time I met one of my idols, Heavy D. Heavy D was in there that night. Rest in peace, Heavy D. And I remember using the bathroom. Right. And I looked to the side and it's Heavy D. And the nigga said, what's up, Flo Joe? And I was like, I almost died. No. I almost died. Like I was like, I used to dress like him, try to dance like him. I almost died when Heavy D knew who I was.
First time you did Flo Joe at the Apollo. At an amateur night.
An amateur
night. I saw the gangster suits on. Yeah, the whole crowd went crazy. Next thing you know, it was a promo.
I was just blessed.
And that record blew up big time.
Shout out to Red Alert. Yeah, Diamond put me on. It's Diamond's birthday this week. I'm celebrating with him.
I'm in Aries too. So.
Yeah, it's Diamond's birthday this week. And I'm celebrating with him. And Diamond D saved my life completely. He came up to me and was like, yo, Joe, you out here. Y'all getting into so much and you doing all this. He said, I know you like to rap. Come in the studio free. He paid for it.
Wow.
Please let me take you to the studio to change your life. Let me come rap about it on the songs. That's dope. He changed my life. But and shout out to Red Alert, because Red Alert took he met me at the Apollo. He was like, yo, you dope, give me a promo. And that promo was Flojo.
Yeah.
And then it turned into
Record deal.
my single, Biggie Smalls. When did you meet Notorious B.I.G.?
I met Biggie around.
Around 1992, going to the weed spot, and they had just opened up a new weed spot near him where he lived. And Mr. C lived 2 blocks from the weed spot. And so every time I'd see Mr. C, because I'd always like to hide my car, because people already knew who I was. And, you know, when you go on the spot, you want to go in, get out, and I ain't want nobody, yo, Premier, yo, and all that stuff. So I always knew how to kind of move a certain way to get in and get out. And every time Mr. C would see me, he'd be like, yo, you got to check out this guy, Biggie Smalls. Every time. Every time. I'm like, all right. Yo, here's a tape. Wouldn't listen to it. Go back to the spot again. Now I see a whole bunch of other MCs that we got love for. I won't mention names.
Yeah.
They coming to the same spot. Yo, what's up? Mr. C will be outside again, around the corner at his, I think it was his aunt's apartment that he had rented. Yo, Biggie Smalls. That's all he was saying. Not Big, Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls. Please listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it. Time passed again. Yo, Biggie Smalls, Preem. I finally popped it in and heard his shit.
Really
he was really pushing. That's why out of that whole whatever situation,
I had
deserves a lot of recognition.
I had Flojo, and so I was out giving out my vinyl, the single. Now I remember I went downtown to the Lyricist Lounge, and there was a guy on stage with a backpack, and there was another skinny guy on there with him. So it's Biggie and Puffy.
Right.
I watched Biggie battle maybe like 12, 14 rappers and destroy.
Right.
And people just laughing in the crowd like, yo, Biggie was killing all of them.
Yeah,
and that's where I met Biggie for the first time.
Very witty dude.
Nah, he killed. So tell the people some of the joints you produced. Well, I heard of Angie Martinez. Shout out to Angie Martinez.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get her up here. Angie Martinez said that the 10 Crack Commandments was a promo for her radio show.
Yeah, for the Hot 5 at 9. That's why it only goes to 5 when I'm scratching. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. I don't go, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5. You see, it don't go past 5 because it was the Hot 5 records at 9 o'clock. That's why it never was a 10. Well, everybody was doing. Remember, she was like the hottest thing. Everybody was doing promos. Wu-Tang, you, me, King Just. Everybody was doing and dope promos. Beat Nuts were big too at that time. All her promos were banging. J. Rue was very big at the time. I said, yo, we gotta make a promo for Angie too. Made the promo.
So Biggie heard the beat and was like, yo,
Puff heard it. She's 100% accurate. Just the only thing she left out was Puff was on the radio as her guest that day. And, and Danny.
That's why you got to watch everything you say, because you heard what I was talking about.
Impeccable. My memory is impeccable.
But you heard what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like you saw that too when she said that, right? On the day
she was very accurate though. But
blew my fucking mind.
Yeah,
blew my fucking mind.
Yeah,
it was a hip hop trivia I didn't know. Like it blew my mind. Like I was like, oh shit! Like this is fucking nuts.
And Danny.
Of course.
Danny hit me on the. Well, that's what we had pages. He 911 me, and he goes, "Yo, Puff's on the radio telling you to call him." And I'm like, "Word?" Yeah. And I'm driving, and he's like, "Yo, turn on Hot 97." So I'm turning it on, but they're already kind of in the interview, and I don't hear him saying nothing about me.
That beat.
And then all of a sudden she goes, well, we're going to get into a song from such and such. And he goes, all right, let's get into it. And he goes, yo, Premier, call me, before the song come on. I called the warm line, and he was like, yo, Big and I just heard this joint, and, yo, we want to use it for Big's album. I was like, yeah, but you and J. Rue got a little tension, you know what I'm saying, from the whole Biggie One Day record. They were not really Biggie, but him and Puff had the problem from the One Day record we did, you know. So because of that, I said, well, let me call Rue and see what he thinks. I called Rue, and Rue's answer was literally this. He goes, yo, man, that's hip hop. Let it go. They can have it. And that's
what I did with 50. I made Candy Shop with Scott Storch. And I was like, yo, it might sound too, I thought it sounded too much like Lean Back.
Right.
So, and then he called me like 20 times, yo, 50 Cent wanted, 50 Cent wanted. I was like, yeah, this is before hip-hop beef.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, go ahead. Just candy shop.
Yeah,
Nigga,
wow.
I'm mad as hell I gave him that shit.
Yeah, man.
But that's how it happened. And that was Rue's exactly reply. Yo, that's hip hop. Let them have it.
And went over to the lab, brought him the reel because it was already recorded, and just turned off J. Rue's vocal, and he did 10 Crack Commandments.
People don't understand. Primo's one of the only, almost like you, Eve. I'm gonna give you a shout out. Eve's like one of the only directors, video directors, Eve Rivera, who edits his own videos. Primo mixes his own songs.
Shout out to Eddie Sancho too.
Eddie always there with you,
Yeah.
but you always hands on with your mixes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like nowadays, we do songs and we send them out to niggas. They mix it, they come back.
I gotta
But
do
you,
that.
and you put that knock. And I always remember you probably the only person that Jay-Z sits down in sessions with. Because I remember they'd be like, yo, Jay-Z's in D&D. Him and Primo were. Nah, for real. It's like, that's probably one of the only places you could have caught Jay-Z when he was working with Primo. It'd be like, yo, he's in the studio with Primo. Like you know, I mean, it's just so much history. What is your favorite record you produce?
That is the most asked question of my whole career.
So I'm asking you shit everybody asks you.
Yeah, that's
the first question you've asked.
That out of everything. That's the.
Nah, it's because I'm your brother, bro. So
Yeah, it's hard
I don't
for me
know
to
how to. I'm trying to paint the picture for these people.
Yeah, you know what
I
it
can
is?
sit here and tell you jokes, and me and you
Yeah.
go back and forth. I just want them to know how great you are, how iconic you are,
Thank you.
how legendary you are in hip hop. You know, like I said in Drink Champs, I was like, yo, if there's a round table, you definitely got your own table. You're the only person.
The part I loved is when you
said and what Primo says matters. To me, I feel the same way. So when you said that, I was like, I got to grab that clip.
You know what I'm saying?
Know what you
Because-
say matters.
Yeah,
like it's like I don't know if you know. You're like when we watch one of these weird movies and shit, Harry Potter or something. They always got a nigga who defends somebody.
Right.
Nigga, you the nigga with the sword of hip hop. I don't give a fuck.
Thank you,
Sometimes, and you know, look.
Appreciate that.
If y'all don't know, Fat Joe started out underground hip hop. He said the Apollo Theater. I was an amateur night. Digging in the Crates crew, most legendary. He's like an honorary member. And so, but I got a long career. I make hits, all kind of shit, right? And sometimes, especially with this podcast shit, I've been getting in trouble.
Right.
They want to kill me, everybody, because Joe talks shit, but you my
Joe
brother.
talks.
Whoever knows Joe, so I got up there on the radio and I said that boom bap, you know what I'm saying? Gotta put a little what I meant, and I spoke to you about it, was that if we wanna keep the boom bap 2018, we just gotta adapt to the 2018, do a little twist to it. I got hammered and destroyed, right? Is it hard for you being Fat Joe's friend or his brother when he says some wild shit like this?
Me and Show talked about it, and when we saw it, and this is our own analysis of it. When we saw it,
Oh my God.
we knew what you meant. We didn't take it like, oh, Joe violating, yo. Like, he comes from that. Because you do come from that.
Yeah,
You come from
1,000,000%.
that era.
That's my heart and soul.
We didn't take it as
A violation because we understood what you meant. It was, but it to most heads, and shout out to Knots, because Knots was livid, and Knots is a boom back king, one of the greatest producers ever. Yeah. So, but I understood their side, but I also understood your side. Where
all of them.
If it got to the point of where I really felt like you were just really on the violent tip, I definitely would have been like, yo, Joe, man,
Yo, Joe, you bugging out.
Yeah, and even when you fixed it on your own accord. I watched your live Instagram story, and you were just driving and just naturally doing it, and you were just shouting out all the ones that put it down.
Boom back kings,
and
man.
you were just rolling.
I am boom
It wasn't
back.
rehearsed. It wasn't like,
okay, let me say it.
All
this
the way up is boom back 2018. That's what I was trying to tell him.
It was to where I wish you could have
you know how when it's live, it only lasts for a certain amount of time.
It was the way
Take the motherfucking.
Yeah.
it was a good.
IG story, and you nailed everything where it was like, okay, everything's clear. Seriously, that's how we took it.
Man, I be like, cause sometimes I be like, damn, man. I be like, sometimes I say some shit, finesse, show. They be looking at me like, yo, my nigga, we gotta argue with the planet Earth. My nigga, like, you bugging out.
But at least you have that. At least we not
Gonna just be quiet and go, oh well, let them just be Joe or whatever, and that's you still being you. That's not like, oh, you're a different Joe now.
Nah, I always put my foot in my mouth, my nigga. Like
but that's still Joe being Joe.
You know what I'm saying? It's not
yeah, if you
like,
really
what happened
know
to
Joe,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
you
like-
can't act like what happened
Nah,
to you.
nah.
Joe been the fuck up forever. Nah, I'm telling you the truth.
I know exactly
Like,
where you're coming
I don't want to elaborate, but on one of these podcasts, I said some shit. Man, the reggaeton community, they wanted to kill me, man. I don't want to elaborate on that, but it was crazy because I'm like, yo, I'm talking some real shit.
Right.
And I guess they ain't used to Joe being Joe.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, at least I'll be saying what I think is the truth.
Make
You
a
know what I
record
mean?
called No Joe.
No Joe.
And K-N-O-W, and then be like, you gotta know Joe.
Now you gotta know
yeah,
Joe.
like we know you, so it's like
To know you is to understand.
understand you. You know what I'm saying? And we know you very well, so that's why it's just a little different for us.
That's real
I was
shit.
part of the DITC beginnings. You know
the
what
birth.
I'm saying? Yeah, the birth.
The birth from Lord Finesse.
Seeing you,
Wild Pitch.
doing the enemy with you and Big L.
No, that.
That session was funny.
You know this guy, Big L, threatened me. He's the only rapper that ever threatened me when we did. Rest in peace, my brother, Big L.
Yeah,
right?
man.
But I got a picture I got for Throwback Thursday where I got like a baby Lil Wayne. He was about 14 and he had a Big L CD in his hand and he threw up the L.
Wow.
I've been holding that. I'm gonna put it up on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, I'm picky about
right?
certain shit I post.
So
Like, nah, that's
Big
not
L
gonna post.
sits me down. He's my little brother. We in D&D and he
Another
threatens
funny
me.
guy.
He says, you went gold. You got 500,000 fans, B. I gotta take all your fans from me.
Wow, that
I'm like,
sound
yo,
like
L,
a-
what's up? So he threatened me. He's the only, not even pun. Nobody ever threatened me. So that's probably my favorite rhyme I ever spit, because Big L made me go all out. Like he was
Yeah.
like, yo, B, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna rip you down on this song. I'm gonna take all your fans, and I had to go all out.
Yeah.
But the enemy, we get Who Got Guns.
Yeah.
Well, Shit Is Real remix. I couldn't even
Yeah.
believe that you gave me a beat. I couldn't
that.
even believe that you gave me a beat. So my second
Even
single,
Success
Shit Is Real.
remix, too.
Huh?
Success
remix
remix, yeah.
too. But Shit Is Real, right? Because Shit Is Real, we shot the video to it.
That took
But
off too, man.
when I heard that, I started dancing around the car. That's like a lot of people's favorite Fat Joe
Yeah.
song.
So
ever.
different from the original too.
That's Nori's favorite song of Fat
know.
Joe. It's a lot of niggas' favorite songs.
Wow.
The Shit Is Real remix. To me, it's the purest Fat Joe. Like, it wasn't about bars. It wasn't about nothing. It was just that hard,
I was
real
worried. I was
shit.
worried that you weren't gonna like
Like it because it was so soft.
melodic at the
Yeah,
time.
and-
You was like Fat
and
Joe.
everything was
Nah, it
everything was hardcore with
I
you.
could not
And I was
fucking
like, yo,
believe
Joe
it.
probably ain't gonna like this, but I think it's knocking. And then
I could not believe you
hit
gave
me
me
and
that.
said, yo,
All right, let
we
me-
doing a video. I was like, word?
Eve,
Yeah, we
the
doing a
legendary
video.
video director, also what we call you, executive producer of Coca Vision. He's saying we almost got to wrap up. He don't understand that's primo to God. But listen, let me.
Well, you gotta have
question I
that
ask
person that
everybody.
Does that?
Question I ask everybody
Right.
is, Donald Trump, what's your thoughts?
None. I mean, I'm not really a political dude. I pay attention and I keep up because you got to be aware of what the government does and how they operate, you know, our society and just our world, especially when they're in charge of it. So, you know, so with him being in office and all of that stuff, and then not only that, we know him from the businessman, you know, entrepreneur, tycoon, mogul era prior to being the president. And then to be in such a heavy position and to just really make things way worse than they are with his decision making, his tweets, just foulness, especially amongst the people that really make the world go around, with minorities. I mean,
what's sad is that today
we generate a lot of money and everything. And it's just sad.
Just today, he was talking. He's going
About
back
DACA.
on his word about DACA,
yeah, I saw
about
it.
the Dreamers.
Even
That's
you gotta
sad.
be in
That's
the know.
1,800,000 kids that grew up their whole life as American. He said
Yeah.
he's gonna send them back. I mean, that's just foul shit. One last thing. I love Dave Chappelle. I do a segment here called "When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong."
All right.
When did you ever keep it real and it went wrong?
Ooh.
That's the story
When
of
did
your
I
life.
keep it real and it went wrong?
Ooh, man.
Shoot, there's a bunch of those. I mean,
Producing certain artists.
that turned their back on me, you know what I'm saying, and shitted on me in the process when all I did was look out for them financially, successfully, every level, and it's just like, damn, okay, it happens even in my world, you know, because sometimes it's like, damn, even to me, it's like, yeah, even you can get shitted on, so.
Well, it happened to me, and I'm known for hurting people.
Right.
And well, I used to be known for hurting people, and they still fuck me,
Right.
like on a regular basis. So I agree with you with keeping it real goes
Yeah,
wrong.
it's gonna happen
in
I've
our
seen
world.
it in every level. I've seen it 2018. I've seen it 1992.
Yeah.
I've been fucked.
Yeah.
A million times.
We was
And
100 deep, and now I'm just 7 deep.
And I'm happy about that,
What
too.
I tell people is,
And those 7 is just like 100.
that's right. What I tell people all the time is that we were born in here butt naked alone, and God gave you a gift. You never really had to help nobody else get rich, get famous, put them on like that. You know, so when you look at Fat Joe, and I could just go down in the family tree of all the people I help and all the people they've helped, you know, it's really, really unselfish of us to break bread with other people and see opportunity in them. I love you, Primo,
Love
too
you too,
much.
Joe.
Thank you so much for
love
coming
to
to Coca Vision.
Anytime,
Exclusively on TIDAL. 3-month subscription. Check this thing out. The #1 podcast in America. Coca.
It's been a long time.